Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the DTM Esports Classic Challenge Round 2. And today we are at Rd.2. I was just about to say that, the Slovakia Raceway. No, it's a Scandinavian Raceway. And I'm joined by Ollie Sittler. How you doing, man?
Thank you very much, and hello from my side as well. Thanks, Luke. And I was searching in my flat and I found this. That's the original passes from the 2013 DTM season, where Bruno Spengler was the defending champion, but unfortunately he's not with us. But we have the champion who got the title in 2013. It was named Mike Rockenfeller, with a very colorful Audi car. We're going to see him later in the race. Here he is, standing in the pit lane.
Absolutely, it's great to see, again, a lot of the same faces from last week, a couple of new ones as well, but yes, we are at Rd.2 here, and I think this track is absolutely perfect for DTM. A lot of straights for DRS usage, and of course there's some banked turns as well, so we can see plenty of action here, and again, this is officially the first time DTM have ever been at this circuit. What do you think of this circuit so far, Ollie?
It's a nice one, like the British do. It's built on a flight on a runway for plane flights. But yeah, it should be the first time. The DTM was scheduled to be here in the second weekend of June. But yeah, we just put it a bit forward and do it esportly.
Yeah, let's hope that we don't see any flying cars here today at this airfield, that is for sure. But this is the DTM Esports Classic Challenge, and today we are in the DTM 2013 cars. And as Ollie did quite well point out, it was Mike Rockenfeller's year this year. He got the championship, and he's racing today, which is absolutely fantastic. There's two races for you today. It is a qualifying of 10 minutes, then they go into a 15-minute timed race, and then there's a second race, which is exactly the same format, a 10 minutes qualifying and a 15-minute timed race. And Ollie, if anything is to go by from last week, this is going to be an absolute classic.
I think so. We got new cars. We switched from 1992 to 2013 cars. The first year DRS was used in DTM, and so they can use it on this Rd.2 Raceway as well on the flight field. The track is 4.025 kilometers long, featuring 8 turns, 3 left and 5 right.
Absolutely, yeah, it's just over the 4 kilometers, but it doesn't feel like that because it's such a fast circuit. But there are all the drivers on your screen then, so let's go through these then. Lucas Auer is back here once again from the DTM Championship. Then we've got Tom Blockfist, who is from the GT World Challenge. Nick Cassidy is back once again from the Super GT. Dave Gaming, the YouTuber, he should be streaming on Twitch as well right now. We've then got Sophia Flourish, unfortunately not able to be involved today. We've got Robert Frines then from last week, once again, of course, as well. He's right at the front, so are we going to see him there again? We've got Ben Green as well from the DTM Trophy. Ferdinand Habsburg was here last week as well. And then we have got Danny Junkerdaya, who is from DTM as well. Nico Muller from DTM as well. We've got DTM legend there, Gary Paffett. If you want to take us through the rest of the order there, that'd be great on it.
Of course I can. The two-time DTM champion René Rast is with us as Mike Rockenfeller. We pointed out earlier Robin Rogalski for the second time in this DTM Esports Classic Challenge. We got Ben Tuck. He's gonna race in DTM Trophy. Kelvin and Sheldon van der Linde, the two brothers from South Africa, racing with us. We got Ben Spanky. We got Peter Daniel, Dirk Gretschel, Shimon Frelik and Yasin Dunda, all qualifying from esports, and yeah, nice to have you with us.
Yeah, we've got Ben Spanky. He's a Red Bull esports driver, and actually he was a WTCR 2018 champion on RaceRoom as well for the esports version of the series. And Dirk, well, he owns his own petrol station, or as they call it in America, gas station. So yeah, there's a fact there. He loves a bit of petrol, smell in the air of petrol. Actually, he's probably sick of it by now. But there was Ben Spanky momentarily. But there we go. Here's Dirk in that yellow BMW there. It's going to be interesting to see how well the esports drivers do once again, because I was quite shocked last week, Ollie. I was expecting the 5 esports drivers to be right at the front, and you know, people like, again, who's on screen right now, Rockenfeller, he really did throw a spanner in the works and showed he's got some serious pace when it comes to online gaming.
Yeah, unlucky. He was hit in the last lap last time, and that was won by Nico Müller. But still, better luck this time. He's at the moment on the 15th place in this first free practice, which is counting down to some 25 seconds left. And he's the fastest. It's Kelvin van der Linde, the guy who won the GT Masters in 2014 as well as in 2019.
It wouldn't be the DTM Esports Challenge without having Kelvin van der Linde smiling like this is the best thing he's ever done in the world. You can see him there already smiling, incredible stuff. Rockefeller, of course, last week showed us how good he really is when it comes to the esports scene. Of course, a champion from this era as well. Not wearing the race suit today, I've just noticed. Did he learn from how hot it was last week and decided, you know what, I'm going to be a bit more comfortable this week and just wear the branded t-shirt?
We had some 25 degrees in Germany yesterday, so it's hot today as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here we go then. Qualifying is about to begin. 8 minutes of qualifying. Sorry, I didn't say 10 minutes. It's my bad. But 8 minutes of qualification. Once the time elapses, that is it. That is game over. Even if you cross the line, the qualifying session will be done. So it's all about getting your best time in as early as possible. Also, DRS will be in usage or in use for the race. If you are 1 second behind one of your competitors, as you cross the line for a lap, you will indeed get free usage is across that lap. But in qualifying, there is no DRS, so it is all about you, the car, and the circuit at hand.
We got Tom Blomqvist, the DTM driver from 2015 till 17 with a BMW Team RBM, the son of the 1984 Swedish World Rally champion Stig Blomqvist. Yeah, nice to have him here in Sweden as well.
Yeah, there you go, Ollie, with the stats as early as that. Love it, Ollie. Statman.
Thank you very much.
Once again. Again, lots of room around this circuit. It's very, very wide, especially coming down in towards turn number 1. With DRS, I think we're going to see a lot of maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 wide going into that turn 1, but it does indeed close up. It becomes maybe a 2-car entrance into turn number 1. But there's a couple of bank turns we're watching here as Sheldon goes round one of those bank turns. A lot of entry points into that corner. Potential for overtaking is huge. And, of course, a lot of exits, different exit strategies as well.
Here we take a look
get a clear space
at Sheldon. He's sitting inside his car. And I think, look, he's commentating one lap as soon as he's on his first flying lap. So far we can talk about Formula 1 and the track itself. It was opened in 1968 and here we are on board with Sheldon. So Sheldon, please take us through.
Yo guys, welcome on board my M3 DTM. Obviously coming through turn 1 now, you want to get a very good exit onto the back straight. Don't want to brake too late and compromise your exit. Obviously we get to use DRS here in the race, but now in qualifying there's no DRS available. Coming into turn 2, down to 3rd gear, normally try and get the curb early on the power into 4th gear and back down to 3rd. Again, missed the curb slightly on the apex there. Early on power and exit, put a bit of grass. And then probably my favorite part of the track now is these 2 banked 180-degree corners. First one to the right. Slight issue there on the clutch for some reason. Up to 4th gear. And very quick down to 3rd. You want to stay nice and narrow and really use all the banking you can to kind of help the car grip around the corner. Up to 5th gear. Here you don't want to brake too late. It's very easy to run out of exit on the exit of this corner, so you want to get early on power, lost the rear slightly, and then coming into this long right-hander, second last corner. Also very tricky, a lot of understeer normally in the balance of the car, and then into the last corner. First gear, early on power, and yeah, that was a lap with me in the M3 DTM.
Thank you very much, Sheldon van der Linde. He's standing on 6th position at the moment, and the funny thing I experienced when I took a look at the track map, the corner number 4, the more than 180 degrees right-hander, is called Carousel, so remembered about the Nordschleife as well.
Yeah, and Road America as well. There's carousels absolutely everywhere in the world of motorsport, and they all tend to be banked corners as well. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race here today, and well, look at this. Our then is up into P1 as it stands, and the balance of performance, the Audis were definitely the stronger of the cars last week, but they're all very, very similar in this one, Ollie, so I'm expecting to see a lot of different people up at the front. We saw that Lucas Au was the best BMW driver last week in a car that definitely could not really compete with the Audi, but today he's got the tools to do the job, and as you can see here, it's only by 0.02 of a second to Blomqvist, but it's 2 BMWs at the front of our grid.
It was some 20 years later, some 21 years later. The cars just weighed 1,110 kilograms in this season. We got the DRS, we already talked about it, and Mike just moved forward from 12th to 8th position.
Yeah, absolutely. He is up into 8th, as you can see there. René Rast is in P4. Ben Spanky then our first of our esports drivers. Again, 2018 WTCR champion on RaceRoom. And of course, he races for Red Bull Racing. You'll see his livery as well. Nico Muller in P5. Ben Tuck then is in P. Well, I tell you what, Sheldon van der Linde. It must have been us, Ollie, because now he's improved again. He's up to the top 5.
Yeah, he's on position 5 now, but we forgot one man to mention, so we should say greeting from Robert Wickens, who was with us the last time, but he broke his handbrake, so he's not able to join us this time, so we say greetings to Canada, hope to have you soon back here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be great to have you on the grid as soon as possible. Just wondering what you need your handbrake for around this circuit here, but it must be a little trick that he's found. Fair play. Ben Green now down to P9 then. Looks like we have got Tuck moving up into P8. And who else have we got here? We've got Freilich as well up into P9 now. And they're all starting to put their final lap times in. The tyres are going to be at optimum temperature around this point of the circuit. Then 3, maybe nearly 4 laps here. Lucas Auer, though, still in pole position. And I'll tell you what, he's not done here. He's gone purple through sector number 1. Well, will he be able to improve once again? One more corner to go then through the left-hander onto the start-finish straight. He's got a car to work with in front here for a little bit of slipstream, a little bit of tow across the line. Does he go any faster here? He's done a 22.480 there, Ollie, and now he's a full 1/10 of a second ahead of Blomqvist, which is not a huge margin at all.
And you know what? He's 2 seconds faster than the Formula 1 track record done by in 1978 by Niki Lauda. We've seen 2 famous cars winning here, the 6-wheel Tyrrell P34 in 76 and the Brabham fan car in 78, but it's incredible to see DTM cars going faster than Formula 1 cars at this time.
Yeah, the irony though is an Austrian that does it as well. Wow,
that's right.
What a story! What a story that is. And I tell you what, Ollie, these stats are unbelievable. By the way, I love your stats. Brilliant stuff.
And you know what?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Lucas is the nephew of Gerhard Berger, who was driving Formula 1 as well, as you may know. This is René Rast standing with his RS5 DTM right beside the track, but yeah, I think he got the pace again.
Yeah, Blomqvist, by the way, it's just gone purple in sector number 2. He's done his best sector number 1 as well. Around the final corner here, and this could really be challenging pole position. Of course, it's a BMW on pole as it stands. Across the line he will go. Does he improve on his time? Oh, he does, but it's only by 0.004 of a second. So it's not enough to dent Lucas Auer on the pole position spot, but he will be on the front row of the grid. So we've got 2 BMWs there as it stands. Lucas Auer's going even faster here again by the looks of things. And has he improved? No, he hasn't. So he did not improve in the end there. But it's 2 BMWs and it's 2 Audis. So the BMW-Audi battle is indeed still alive and well.
Yeah, we only got 3 Mercedes-Benz with us, and the fastest on position number 9, which is Yasin Dunda, the German Algerian behind the wheel of this, and the fastest Mercedes. Here we have him on the screen. I think it's a car of Bernd Schneider. And this was the result of the first qualifying in understop.
There you have it then. It is Lucas Auer on pole position with Tom Blomqvist in second spot. René Rast then, one of the stars of the show from last week in P3. Ben Spanky then is in P4. So there you have it. And now we're going to head to some messages from our sponsors.
Well, in sport or in life, when you get to the top end and you want the last bit of performance, you need to have personalized data. And obviously, when you get to the top end, it's all the small details that make the difference. Even though we do the best to get the best technology possible, there's still going to be a big deceleration. And And I think May is bringing the balaclava with the live. It's going to be a really big help for the medical kit because they know exactly what's going on. They know which state the driver's in. So when that's happening, I'll feel even safer. And I know that when the doctors are coming on site, they know exactly what they need to do.
Jetzt auf Medion.de.
Welcome back then to the DTM Esports Classic Challenge. And well, Mr. Statman, Mr. Facts, Ollie Sittler, just give me a fact about Robert Wickens. He actually uses a handbrake for braking, which is even more impressive to see how fast he is, because there's not really that much play in a handbrake and it's hard to get the feel. So that's actually incredible there. So thanks for the facts there. And I apologize for not knowing that, but that's quite the impressive fact there, Ollie.
Indeed, and we all love and like Robert Wickens very much. He was a pleasure to have him in DTM. Now he switched to American racing, where he had a severe accident and he's suffering on it, and still bit problems with his feet, so he has to use a handbrake. That's why. But let's take a look to Sheldon van der Linde. He's preparing for the start of the first round here in Understop.
Absolutely, waiting for the 5 red lights to appear at the top of the screen. There they are. Then it's race number 3. It's round number 2 of the DTM Esports Classic Challenge. We're about to go green here then at Anderstorp. And well, it is Lucas Auer on pole position. He gets a flying start here, and all of a sudden, P2's not got the best of start. Blomqvist already under pressure. Turn 1 comes very, very quickly here. And now it's the big long straight here. DRS is not in effect in lap number 1. So it's all about trying to get away in that 1 second advantage. So you can see them all there trying to get into each other's slipstream as they come down in towards turn number 2. A long, long run here. And Blomqvist then down into P3. Rene Rast then already up into P2.
Bernd Spanky doing a fantastic job at this start, the 2018 Esports champion in WTCR. He's already, he was on the 3rd spot, now he's back and 4th again behind Tom Blomqvist. So we got two BMWs and 2 Audis in the first 4.
Absolutely, yes. And then, well, again, tip your hat to the drivers. It's been an outstanding start from them all. Very clean as well, very respectful. A lot of course, they're going to be looking for bragging rights across this competition against fellow drivers, against people who've raced in the past, future stars as well, and of course, esports drivers. These real-life drivers will want to get one over them, that is for certain. But it is Lucas Auer in the lead of this race. Then in 2nd spot then is Rene Rast. Rene Rast, of course, was the star last week. Oh, he's gone for a late dive at the inside here, a bit of contact, and actually he's going to get the move done there. It's quite easy to make moves into bank corners. There's so many different lines. So a little bit of rubbing and racing there. He's pretty aware of, well, I'll tell you what, don't worry about it. There's no love lost here. It's Lucas Auer back up into the lead here as they come up towards the end of lap number 1. Look how close they are here, Ollie.
Yeah, it's getting closer and closer again after 13 and a half minutes to go, but still Lucas Auer in front, and he's building a gap between him and Rene Rast, who's sitting the first time in the 2013 DTM car, because he's joined the series way later. Now there's a second try for him to reach the first spot, but Lucas Auer is defending hard in the inside, and he's still in front.
It's like a swarm of flies right now. DRS, of course, is now open. And to be fair, for Lucas to hold on to that lead with all of those cars behind him using DRS, that's incredible stuff there. But he did make Rene go out wide, and of course he did force him off a little bit maybe. But you can see Blanc, in 2nd position, we're on board with Blomqvist. He's got then Bernd Spanky in 3rd spot. And Rene then, because he got run off into the gravel, he's now down to P5 here. But Lucas does lead this race, but again, he will not be able to get away. It's not like last week. They have got DRS, which they can use 3 times around the circuit, as long as they are 1 second behind the driver in front.
And here we take a look at the 5th place, Rene Rast, who's chased by Sheldon van der Linde, the guy who talked through the first qualifying lap. And we take a look inside the car and inside his room where he's sitting and steering his Ford DTM for BMW Team RMG around the corner. By the way, it was Augusto Farfus who was runner-up in the 2013 DTM season in his BMW.
Oh no! Looks like he's got on the power too early there for sure. He's opened up the DRS. and then just planted his foot down, and you know, there's a lot less downforce there, and unfortunately he has spun the car, and you can see he's not happy with that, and he knows that he's made that mistake all on his own there. And actually there's another BMW off circuit there as well. But look at this then, it is Blomqvist who now leads the race. Auer is down into second spot. DRS again is a huge factor, and this circuit is so fast. DRS open once again then, because he was behind the race leader. He will get the usage of DRS 3 times this lap, so he's able to potentially drive away here. Auer has not got DRS now, because he was in the lead of this race as they crossed the line. Bence Banky will want to try and get this job done as soon as possible, because he will be held up here by the Austrian driver.
Bence Banky is doing a fantastic job, being in third position in the Ekström car. Matthias was driving in 2013, but the guy from Czechoslovakia, he's the fastest of the Esports gamers, and he's chasing down Lucas Auer here on the third spot.
Yeah, absolutely. A fun fact for you, he actually raced in a WTCR series that we held yesterday, and he was the only driver to get a 1:36 around the Red Bull GP. This guy's got some serious pace. Of course, he is an official esports champion within RaceRoom in the WTCR 2018. And in my experience, when I first started in sim racing, there's kind of 10 drivers that were always around the top end who compete on most games. Right now, there are so limited as to being able to race. To be the top of one game is so difficult. To be unbelievable at multiple games is almost impossible. Bence Banky is one of those very few that is really good at loads of different games. So you can see now the front three are very close here. One more with Ben Tuck though in P6 in behind René Rast. So René Rast then wants to try and get back up to battle for the lead, but he's got loads of pressure from behind.
It's Tom Blomqvist still leading the pack, and Lucas Auer in the second now. It's changed again. Lucas is in front again, as we see. No, it's changing corner by corner, bit wide to the outside. Bence Banky is pretty tidy on the third spot, and he was reaching for second, but yeah, now he's back in third again.
Yeah, Blomqvist then trying to indeed run away with it as it stands, but then we're on board here with, he said he doesn't mind being called Simon, which is great for me. A little bit late on the brakes there behind Bence Banky. He's another esports driver. Can he potentially get the job done though? Not quite close enough here, not able to get the move done, not at the inside again. He will wait for DRS to be used again on this next lap here. So we've got 9 minutes remaining of this race, and well, Tom Blomqvist has done a job so far. He's up at the P1. It is Auer in second, Bence Banky in third position.
We're with the Polish guy Szymon Frelik on board on position 4 at the moment. The just 16-year-old guy, the youngest competing in this race. Back with Lucas Auer on P2.
Yeah, and the future star for sure. That is a certainty. But it's all about the esports here today, and well, top 7 separated by very little here. Very close indeed, almost only a car's length in between each driver. And Lucas has now moved back up to P1 here, and he will now have DRS. And now Tom Blomqvist is on the receiving end of the no DRS situation. He's got the slipstream though. Look at the cars in the background, they are all hunting them down again. The top 8 can potentially go out and win this race. I think you'll find right now that Freins is just out of that DRS range here. So the top 8 then is still in this race with 8 minutes to go. And right now, Ollie, it's anybody's race.
Indeed. It's pretty close in the on the first 8 spots. Back with Tom Blomqvist on P2, but he's at the moment standing on the podium, but the race is going on for some 8 minutes and 15 seconds. But he's obviously one of the guys trying and going to win this one.
Yeah, it's one of those circuits here where, you know, ultimately if you are leading the race, you don't get the DRS, but it's such a short lap that it's not such a big worry. Like, you know, it's not too far until the next lap. So if you go down to P2, if you go down to P3, you know, it won't be long until you do indeed get the DRS once again. So, yeah, these drivers aren't going to be too worried. Of course, they are. You know, some of these are the very best, you know, the DTM's ever seen. So they're not going to be panicking, that's for sure. But the Austrian still leads here. Blomqvist then trying to retake the lead. And now it's going to be, I think, Lucas. Hold on to it. He does. Blomqvist runs a little bit wide. And actually, yes, it will be Auer then that does take or hold the lead of this race. And look at Bence Banky then. He is circling like a shark right now around the outside of Blomqvist. And well, Bence Banky moves up to P2 already, covers the bonnet then of Blomqvist, takes P2. He's got DRS as well, which he can use. Oh, Lucas Auer makes a mistake. Oh, we've got a big mistake in the background there as well. And yeah, that is Simon there. Unfortunately, the Polish driver making that mistake, he drops down the order here, and actually he's going to move down outside that top 10. There's no chance of him winning this race now. And it's all about now using, you know, the last few years where he's been racing making his way up the ranks, just using that experience of being involved in packs, get it out of his system as soon as possible and try and get the best out of this race over the next few laps. Again, we've still got one more race to go, Ollie, so plenty of opportunities.
That's right, and we're here with Mike Rockenfeller taking a peek into his room, his office, and he's down on P12 at the moment, and 2 spots behind is the reigning Formula 3 European champion. It's Dani Roncadella, who joined DTM in this season in 2013, while Mike Rockenfeller won 2 races in this year, which made him being champion in DTM with his Scheffler car.
Yeah, back up to the race leaders here. Ben Spanky then, again, the quickest of the esports drivers for sure, is, well, taking the lead of this race momentarily. Blomqvist then is trying to come through as well. Top 6 now, still in with a hunt of winning this race, but Ben Spanky will want to try and drive away now with 6 minutes to go. Again, he does have that DRS, but look at this. Blomqvist has got DRS as well. No, Ben Spanky's got DRS, and Blomqvist won't have it here, but Blomqvist is just sticking into that slipstream, trying to find a gap here. Ben Spanky now, of course, one of the very best in the esports world, drives for Red Bull, of course, one of the biggest esports teams in the world as well. He has got the job done so far. Qualified P4, and now he's in the P1.
While Lucas Auer is back on 3rd spot and René Rast right beside him, and there's plenty of battling going on under the first 4 spots of this race, and still Ben Tuck is pretty close as Dunda is in 6th position as well. But
yeah, René Rast.
With René Rast.
Yeah, René Rast, of course, was battling for the lead of this race with Auer. She got squeezed off circuit there. Again, no love lost between them. They did exchange paint twice on the first lap. Now he's trying to make his way back through the pack here. There we go. We've got Dunda here in 6th position, trying to get the move done on Tuck. But yeah, it's very, very close. We've got 3 battles really now. We've got a battle for the lead, battle for 3rd. We've got a battle for 5th position here. And again, René Rast not able to really close that gap into P3. But I think we're going to have a change of the lead again. And it is Blomqvist then back up into the lead here. And in 2nd position now is Ben Spanky. But that is now giving an opportunity here for Lucas Auer to get back up here. So we might have the front 2 be exactly the same at the end of this race as it was at the start. Lucas Auer and Blomqvist have been fighting pretty much all race here with that DRS open, and of course Ben Spanky goes defensive to try and ward off the pressure of the Austrian driver, and actually he's going to just give the opportunity here for Blomqvist just to drive away.
Obviously, while the 2nd and 3rd position cars are battling with Banky and Auer, but it's a nice race to watch and nice battling going on throughout the field while the race is going on for some 4 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's going to be enough time for maybe another 4 laps in this race. So again, quite a short circuit, quite a fast circuit, coming up towards this left-hand bank turn before we come up towards the final few laps here. Again, Ben Spanky defending there from Lucas Auer has cost him some valuable time to the race leader, but he will be within that 1 second, I think, and he will be able to get a potential run down in towards turn number 2. Again, that's where we've seen the most overtakes there. You know, with the DRS factor, they've almost got the move done before the braking zone as well, so they can cover it off here. But I tell you what, the big pressure here is the Austrians. The Austrian is behind Ben Spanky, and they might both be able to close up to the leaders here. You can see there visibly the gap is getting smaller as they come down in towards turn 2, right behind Ben Spanky, and this is Lucas Auer. And this is going to be very, very close indeed. And a little nibble there potentially up the inside, not quite close enough, and he's going to go late on the brakes here. No, he's not. So Lucas doesn't need to stay behind. I think he realizes now if he wants to win this race, he has to work together now with Ben Spanky, and that's what DRS does, doesn't it, Ollie? It's a race within itself. Like, of course, you want to, you know, just overtake people as quickly as possible, get up to the lead of the race, but when you're behind people, you have to work with another driver, so you both have an opportunity of potentially winning.
That's completely right, and we are on board with René Rast again on position 4, hunting down Lucas Auer on P3, but still you can see the movement of the rear wing just as it goes down to reduce the drag and bring some 5 to 10 kilometers per hour more speed to maybe battle the colleague in front.
See there, Blomqvist struggling with traction there, lost the rear slightly, which is now going to open the door here for Ben Spanky. Ben Spanky now with a little bit of room to manoeuvre from behind as well, because Auer is battling with René Rast, although they may all close up once again here. But Blomqvist has got a beautiful bit of work done there, and actually he is indeed still going to be under pressure from the DRS coming down in towards turn number 2. But will Ben Spanky be close enough to make the overtake? I don't think he will be. It's a long run, but it's not long enough here. And Ben Spanky is going to have to wait here to get out the good exit out of turn number 3. potentially run up towards our first bank corner, which is turn number 4 here. So you can see Banky gets on the brakes nice and early there and punches his way out here. DRS will win. Oh, big mistake by the race leader here onto the grass. And well, you can see then that Ben Banky will indeed close up, but he's doing enough here. Blomqvist is doing a stellar job right now leading this race.
Incredible. I'm wondering how many hours he was trying and testing out this circuit, because none of the DTM drivers or none of the guys featuring DTM cars ever drove on this circuit before.
Yeah, he's probably driven this track maybe a few times before, but you know, again, it's still, they're not going to have a crazy amount of experience here, are they? That's for sure. Yeah, I think you're right there, Ollie. But again, like, it doesn't really matter about driving ability with DRS in this scenario. You've got to ward off the 3 behind you, being this close with what, 2 laps remaining of this race. You just need to keep your car on the lines, hit your braking points, just try and keep that sort of half a second gap. But it's so difficult because again, you can't do anything about the DRS action. So especially down towards turn number 2, you can't defend against that.
Yeah, there's some battling going on around the 10th position. The Vittorious car was moving 2 spots up. It was Peter Daniel behind the wheel, but this is the battle in front, and it's Banky reaching for the top position, now giving it away to Tom Blomqvist again, and Lucas Auer is moving to the front as well. So we got a new first and second place driver, while Banky is battling Renny Ras down for the 3rd position, and now he's lost. So it's 3 DTM drivers on the first 3 spots at the moment, while it's some 20 seconds left.
Yeah, absolutely. We're on the final lap of this race, and Ben Banky had the opportunity, completely missed his braking point. Unfortunately, he's got the flashing lights there. Ben Tuck in behind him. Ben Tuck wants to get through as well, but I think you'll find that Blomqvist has done the unimaginable here, led most of this race, and he is going to continue to lead it as we come up towards the final few corners of this race. And Ben Banky, not only did he lose P2, he lost P3 and 4. He did P4, sorry, as Renny Ras moves up onto the podium. Lucas Auer is also onto the podium. We've got 1 corner remaining after this one here, and well, it is going to be Tom Blomqvist who takes race number 3 for round 2. It's race number 3 of our full sort of DTM championship here, and what a race it was here at Anderstorp. And you see Ben Banky there almost got onto the podium, but didn't quite work out. He is happy with that. He absolutely loves it. What a race that was, Ollie.
Yeah, congratulations to Tom Blomqvist. He did a fantastic job in this first race here in Anderstorp, defending his first position and being a winner for the first ever DTM race here in Sweden.
Yeah, Lucas Auer then, the Austrian, did indeed come in 2nd position. In 3rd position, Ben Banky. Oh no, was it? It was Renny Ras. Renny Ras came 3rd, so looks like he may have just put himself back into the pits. There we go. So that's what he's done there. So it is Renny Ras that does indeed finish in 3rd position. But what a race that was there. We're waiting for the official results to indeed pop up, and then we are golden. But Ollie, what a race. You know, again, it's completely different to last week, with DRS being a huge factor in the side-by-side action.
Definitely. Here we take a look at the results with Blomqvist, Auer and Renny Ras on the podium. Banky on 4th, then Tuck, Dunda in 6th, Cassidy, Freins, Breivik and Daniel in the first 10 positions.
Absolutely. We will be back with race number 2 just after this very short break from our partners.
Jetzt auf Medion.de.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to the DTM Esports Classic Challenge. And well, Ollie, we've got the absolute pleasure here to talk to the 2013 DTM champion, Mike Rockenfeller.
Yeah, Mike, welcome to our channel, welcome to the interview. What do you remember thinking back of 2013?
Well, I remember I was more competitive than today, that's for sure. Struggling quite a bit now, but 13 was a good year. I think we were not the dominant brand, that's for sure. If you see the end result of the championship, it was quite difficult. But I liked it a lot. I mean, we had the option tire back in the day, and you know, I really like to play those strategies and use, let's say, the peak of this tire in the race. So yeah, we had some good ideas on the setup. I had a good, you know, team behind me, and obviously when you have everything together, you can win in DTM.
What do you say about this race today here in Anderstorp? How do you like the track? How do you like being in Sweden at the Scandinavian Raceway?
Well, I would love to be there in real life, but obviously we can't. So I think it's a cool track. Would be a lot of fun to race there with the real cars. I personally am far away from the base, so I don't know where I have to start to improve. But yeah, it's quite frustrating when you can't compete at the front. But it's more about fun, you know, so it's all good.
Yeah, maybe I can arrange to hand you over the cell phone number of Tom Blomqvist, so he can give you some advice for this second qualifying, which we see in a few minutes. Thanks, okay. Thanks, Mike Rockenfeller.
Have fun.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, 2013 DTM champion, Mike Rockenfeller. And again, Ollie, the way this championship's gone, you know, maybe it was a bit more competitive last week, but that smile says it all. He's really enjoying himself.
Yeah, I think so. Everyone is enjoying this one who's in the car, and I hope you in front of the screens at home are enjoying this racing series, this DTM Esports Classic Challenge, as well as we do. And we're already in the second qualifying here with our 2018 Esports champion driving the Matthias Ekström Red Bull Audi car, Ben Spanky.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be strange, this second one here. Will, you know, of course, if this was a championship with points where we would have like an eventual winner, there's prizes and stuff, you wouldn't want to see people working together. But are we going to see some alliances here, Ollie, where they use each other for slipstream? It's a very slipstream-dependent circuit, as you know. We saw that in race number 1. Of course, DRS not in usage, of course, with qualifying. But still, there's a lot of time to be gained if you're right behind someone.
I think so, and the track is really wide. We talked already before the race about this airfield track, and you can see it here. Very easy to have enough space on the track, very good to have some different lines in the corners, and very hard to be alone by yourself in qualifying like Nico Müller is at the moment, and you see he's down in position 16.
Yeah, you can see how seriously they're taking it, though. They're all on brand. They've got their T-shirts on. Last week we saw Mike with his suit on, his race suit, just in case, I guess, he gets the call up to go and do some racing somewhere. Gary Paffett's made it. Yes, there he is. Good old Gary Paffett. Great to see him here. And I think we're going to be speaking to him later on as well, which is a nice treat, Ollie.
Yeah, welcome to DTM Esports Classic Challenge. Gary Paffett, the 2005 and 2018 double DTM champion, as well as Robin Freins. He's, in the meanwhile, very good involved into esports, as he's racing Formula E, he's racing DTM Esports Classic, of course, and the RCCO Audi e-tron Gran Turismo Challenge as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying I've got any favourites, but if Audi were to send me one of those T-shirts, I might be inclined to be having Audi as my favourite team in this championship. But those T-shirts look really, really cool. That's for sure. Down again here, then in towards turn 1. It's so narrow there into turn 1, of course, with the DRS usage into there after lap number 1. And you've got turn 2 so it's one of those where we could have 3 or 4 wide going into turn 1, but it narrows up so quickly as well when it's only kind of a one lane channel. And then we come up towards here, turn number 4 again. So many entry points, so many exit points. You can utilize the camber of the corner. And then there's another straight here. So it's not the most technical of circuits, but it does promote very close racing, which we did see in race number 1.
I think we're going to see it again in race number 2 as well, where we're still on board with Robin Franks. But what's your shirt size, Luke? to organize you one of these.
Very
Maybe.
big. I'm going to need two sewn into one, I think, for this. Considering the driver size we're seeing on the screen, I'm going to need two of them to make one. But yeah, wow, if we can sort that out, that'd be great. That'd be wicked. By the way, look at Sheldon. He's up onto pole position here with a 22.5. And what did we see in the first race? A 22.4 was the qualifying pole for the first race, I'm pretty sure. So that is a very competitive time then from Sheldon.
Yeah, incredible what he did, but we did not make him to do the commentary on this lap, so he's concentrating on the work on his steering wheel. And there's another purple sector in the first one.
Yeah, unfortunately made a little mistake there out of turn number 1, ran onto the grass, and well, he would be right up there for the race victory, I think, in race number 1 if he didn't make that mistake where he just got on the power too early. First time of usage of DRS in race number 1, lap 2, and he just lost the rear, putting his lead foot down on the accelerator, unfortunately. So hopefully he's learned from that, and we will see him right near the front here. Race winner from race number 1, Blomqvist, is P2 right now. So again, it's a BMW front row.
Yeah, he's back in the pack. Tom Blomqvist, the leader and winner of the first round. We got Ben Banke on third spot as he's the fastest of the Audis. Gary Paffett was searching for the whatever, the tarmac.
The track,
he was a
yeah.
bit outside here in the last corner.
Definitely turned his sat nav on there to find out where the track was. René Rast now up into P2 then. So we've got an Audi on the front row of the grid. Ben Banke, of course, yes, our esports driver, is currently in P4. Will he learn from his mistake? He took the whole race. He qualified P4 in the first race. He took the whole race to challenge Lucas Auer at the front, Blomqvist at the front, and then made that mistake into turn 2 and lost himself 3 spots, got down into P4. So again, if he's a bit more careful, potentially see him run through the field once again.
Lucas Auer's a bit lacking of speed as he's down in the 5th position at the moment, but I think there's some 2.5 minutes left, so he's going to make it to the front, I'm pretty sure.
Tell you what, I would be happily having you call me lacking speed if I was still hitting the 0.3 of a second off of pole position time right now, that's for sure. Yeah. He's definitely not slower, he's just not as fast as the leaders. That's what we got through yesterday as well. So we can't call these drivers slow, they're just not as fast as the people in front of them. Crazy pace here being shown as well. And, you know, again, a lot of these, this will be their second ever experience with sim racing. And as much as there is a direct correlation between sim racing and real world racing, they are different. They are definitely different. So it's great to see these drivers. Again, you can tell that they've put in the time on it.
Yeah, but still the cars are moving like they do in real world. So I've heard some of the DTM drivers telling me that they're going to improve their driving style by driving some sim racing.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely, and yeah, it just keeps them in check, really, doesn't it? Just keeps them nice and warm, if you like, ready for when real racing does indeed start again, which it will. It will start again, believe me, ladies and gentlemen. It will come back at some point. It may feel like it's so far away right now, but it will be back. But, you know, having this is pretty damn incredible. The Spaniard then is, well, by the way, up to P3 then. So we've got now a Mercedes. So all 3 manufacturers then are in our top 3 here with BMW, Audi, and indeed Mercedes now. And, well, that's a turn up for the books. Didn't expect to see that, Ollie.
Yeah, it's Dani Roncadella who moved up, the 2012 Formula 3 champion and the DTM driver for both brands, like Mercedes, and in the last year he was sitting in the Aston Martin. Well, we'll take a look inside of the 12th place. Nico Miller, the Swiss guy, is sitting in his living room with his driver's suit right beside him or behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's on brand as well, which is great. All the Audi drivers are well on brand. It's brilliant. It's great to see how seriously these are taking it. But if you look at the times here, Ollie, the top 6 are separated by 0.2 of a second. It is so close right now. And actually, Auer has just gone up into P4 here. So yeah, it's now the top 7. So the top 7 are separated by 0.2 of a second. It could not be closer.
Yeah, as we know it from DTM, the first 14 cars are beneath or in the reach of 1 second. It's just Gary Paffett who's lacking a lot of speed, the DTM legend, who is down in position 18 at the moment with 4.5 seconds behind. But René Rast is in the middle of the pack on position 3 at the moment, and this is the starting grid.
Oh, right at the death there. Ben Banke takes pole position by 0.04 of a second. So there you go. Ben Banke, our esports star, takes pole position. Sheldon van der Linde then will take P2. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, that is qualifying. We've got 2 minutes of warm-up, but wow, we're going to see a few messages from our partners here quickly, and then we'll be back for race number 2.
Jetzt auf Medion.de.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. It's race 2 of round 2, DTM Esports Classic Challenge. Of course, as you know, there is no points for this. This is just a showcase to show off some legends, some current drivers, some esports stars as well. And of course, we get to show off Ollie Sittler. How you doing, man? You still good?
Great. Look in the car, or watching the car of Augusto Farfus, who was runner-up in the 2013 championship season, while Ben Green is sitting behind the wheel of the 7th placed M4 DTM.
That is an unbelievable rig, isn't it? Every time. I watched the stream back last week and was looking at the chat, and just the majority of people were just like, wow, that is incredible. What a rig that is. That is one way to indeed recycle a crashed car. Oh, that's, yeah, he doesn't want to be recycling that one as well. I'm just gonna, yeah, let's just not look at Ben now, because I've just jinxed him already. Not ideal. Commentator's curse as per usual here. Anyway, we are on to race number 2 then. And well, you can see he's got, that looks so cool, doesn't it? Oh man.
Yeah,
that's the best rig in the world.
That's the Ginetta. He crashed in 2017 and he built his rig inside his former race car while the cars are standing in the grid look.
Yes, they are. We're waiting for those 5 red lights then at the top of your screen. And we got race number 2. Race 1 was incredible, but we've got the esports driver, Ben Spanky, who stole pole at the last second here. The Slovakian driver, can he go and take the win here today? Again, he was in the competition yesterday in WTCR, the only driver to get the 36s around the Red Bull Ring. And can he go out and get a win in the DTM Esports Classic Challenge here? Here we go then. We're going green here at Anders Torp. And well, it's a very good start by Ben Spanky. It's a terrible start then by Blockfist by the looks of things, as we're a little bit further down the order. And yeah, I don't know, it's Sheldon van der Linden down to P4 then. And he needs to try and get back up as soon as possible. So just little mistakes here by Sheldon again. It's all going to come good for him at some point, I'm pretty sure of that, Ollie.
Yeah, maybe he will finish on the podium, but the top 3 is Ben Spanky, Ronnie Rust and Danny Fukalea. They're battling for the first spot, and it's pretty close here in the first corner, but still the same order like we had before. Just Danny Runkadea, he's on second while we take a look back from the leader's car, Ben Spanky, and now Rennie Rust and Sheldon van der Linden are battling for the 3rd and 4th position.
Absolutely, yeah. Ben Spanky's just looking at his rearview mirror going, let me go, you guys battle, I don't want any part of this. But Ukadea then moves up into P2 here, Rennie Rast then down into P3, so now it's Audi at the front, it's Audi in 3rd spot, and Mercedes then is in P2. Mercedes were nowhere to be seen in race number 1, so it's again, like we said last week, people are going to improve. More track time, more seat time. They're going to get better and better as the laps go on. It's not even going to be races to go on. It's as every lap goes on. So we're going to see different drivers in and around the position to potentially win then. So Blomqvist then out into P6 here as it stands, looking for a little nibble on the final corner. Actually does find an opening here on the power nice and early. And wow, that's going to be a pretty damn good move there in the end. Around the outside up foot to potentially P5, but no, Lucas is going to hold on firm here. But I think you'll find that Blomqvist will have DRS, but they may both have DRS here actually, so it's kind of going to nullify each other here. But this was the battle in race number 1. You can see the smile on Blomqvist's face, and it looks like it's going to be race number 2 as well. But look at this, then the Spaniard is in the lead, Ollie.
Yeah, Daniel Runkadea moved his car into the front of this race, and he learned pretty fast as he has to get used to drive different cars like Formula 3, like GT cars, like DTM cars from Mercedes and from Aston Martin, and he did brilliantly in this weekend's DTM Esports Classic Challenge, sitting in his Mercedes car and being in the middle of nowhere in the first race and leading the second one already after some 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about this is he's got the DRS still for the rest of this lap because he was indeed second position as they cross the line. So Bence Banki's the one who is going to be the one trying to hold firm here with no DRS. He's still has slipstream. Oh dear, there's a big off there then. And that is Lunda, unfortunately, off the circuit. Not ideal then. Another Mercedes driver. We've currently got a Mercedes driver in the lead. And then there's the opposite side falling off the circuit. But back in, no real damage done there. So may have lost a couple of positions. But he's all good. He's going to be fine. Now he's got to try and battle back to get into the top 10. He's got Nick Cassidy to get past to get into that position here. But Yucadella is still leading. But now Bence Banki will have that DRS. You can see that Red Bull livery closing in at a rate of knots then down in towards turn 2. Is he going to be going up the inside? There we go. He's forced to go around the outside there. Yucadella made it very obvious where he was going to defend here. But got to the switchback then by Bence Banki. Not able to get the job done. And actually, he's probably clever there. Just stay behind for this long run up towards turn number 4. And there's a mistake then by our race leader. But I'll tell you what, he's got a very good entrance into turn number 3. But actually, it's unfortunately cost him going in towards turn number 4. Bence Banki then almost a bit of contact. And now he's left the door wide open then through that banked right-hander. Oh, race leader's off here as well. Bence Banki trying to get up into P1. This is incredible stuff, Ollie.
Indeed, and it was René Rast reaching for the 3rd spot already. Now he's moved up to 3rd, being in front of Sheldon van der Linde, but still Danny Hunkadea beside his... Oh, no, there's a mistake by Bence Banki. He's gonna be thrown back into the 6th position at the moment, back into the middle of the field.
Yeah, hopefully not too much damage here, and he can just tag onto the back of this group in front. But René Rast then is up into P2, the aggressive driver of René Rast. He's going to take P2. He's not going to be worried about Bence Banki. And Banki now, he's got a lot of experience within sim racing, so he's going to be fine. His head's going to be in a good spot. And well, Sheldon van der Linde has indeed got up into a podium position here. So of course he made that mistake in race number 1. He qualified super well in race number 2. We've got someone flashing lights in front here as well. René Rast is flashing his lights, I think. Or is it? No, it's not. It's actually Sheldon flashing the lights and the reflectors of the car in front. So Sheldon then is going to potentially make a move here up the inside. Gets on the brakes pretty late there, but René Rast indeed does close the line. But Yucadella is going to be pretty happy with this, isn't he? He's in P1, looking in his rearview mirror, thinking, yeah, you guys crack on with your battling, and I'll just continue to win this race.
Brilliant driving was seen in this 2nd round in Understop at the Scandinavian Raceway for the first ever DTM race here, while Gary Pafford is battling in the back of the field, position 16 at the moment. He was 2nd lowest in qualifying, but yeah, he's now featuring his Euronics car up maybe in a top 10 position at the moment, but I think he will practice for the next round a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really interested to see whether Rockenfeller can then get up in behind Paffett here. That would be great to see them two going at it. But it looks like Rockenfeller's not able to get the job done here. Although he's going to maybe have a little sniff on the inside. Oh, he does. There we go. Through the left-hander here. And again, it's not a long corner. So it's fair. He did still get it done. Paffett then runs a little bit wide. So we are going to get our wish here. It is going to be Rockenfeller versus Paffett. This could be an absolute wonder horse of a race now from these two. Again, they're not battling for any of the top positions in the top 10. Oh, and as I say that, no! Paffett hits the wall. And well, Rockenfeller moves up another position.
I'm wondering why Robin Freins is so slow. This time he's down on position 14 while we take a look at the leader, Danny Hunkadea, and behind him the battle is going on between René Rast and Sheldon van der Linde on P2 and 3, while Danny is off the line and off the circuit.
Yeah, he goes off circuit and then comes across to defend the position from René Rast, and there's contact between these two drivers, forcing them both out wide. And wow, Sheldon van der Linde, it's his birthday, it's his Christmas, it's his Easter, all rolled into one, and says thank you very much. I'll have P1. You boys crack on with your fight. I'm off. See you later. And there's still Sheldon not smiling. He's super serious about this. That is for sure. Bence Banki, by the way, now in P6, but the front 6, because of that little battle between René Rast and Yucadella, has really closed up here. So anyone for the top 6, I think, in the last 8 minutes, they could potentially win this race.
Yeah, we got two BMWs in front at the moment, while Lucas Auer was sneaking through to second place as well, in front of René Rast and Dani Hunkadea. And Lucas Auer is putting some tension on Sheldon van der Linde, as he did a mistake, and there now is a big gap between the first and second place drivers.
Well, yeah, he was putting the pressure on, but then René Rast gave him a little nudge, which then opened the door for Hunkadea. But now Hunkadea runs wide out of turn number 1, and now he's going to be down in P5, I think. But look at this, then Auer's trying to close into the potential lead. And actually, Bence Banki's going to get up to P5 here, and all of a sudden, Hunkadea, in the space of what? 1 lap, has moved down from P1 to P6. Look at this, though. Blomqvist racing side by side then with Bence Banki. Banki round the outside here, and he can't get the job done there. And actually, Blomqvist has done a hell of a job then getting on the power early. But look at this. Hunkadea wants to come through as well. Wants to come through as well here. And again, I think anyone from the top 7 can still go out and win this race. They are battling like their life depends on it right now. This is incredible stuff, Ollie.
Yeah, and it's Bernd Tuck battling Dani Hunkadea for 6th position as well. Now he's off a bit, so Dani is up to position number 6 at the moment, hunting down Ben Banki, but there's still quite a gap between the Spaniard and the Audi driver in P5.
Yeah, just a little bit of a gap there, but again, DRS will sort that out. But then again, everyone in front's got DRS as well, so it's a bit of a tough one. The race lead, by the way, Sheldon van der Linde, between him and the Austrian there, Lucas Auer, is absolutely nothing. And, well, it will be Sheldon van... Oh, big off there! No! Spaniards are into the car. Bentuck will move up into P6. And now he's got an opportunity, because he's within that 1 second, but he's got an opportunity to sort of slingshot his way up into position there. So there is such a thing as being too close behind the driver to make a move. But look at this, and here is a move for the lead. Then I think Sheldon is going to lose the lead of this race, and now the Austrian retakes the lead.
Yeah, on the 1 kilometer straight of the airfield, where he sorted out his slipstream, and he used it perfectly to put him and his M4 DTM in front of Sheldon van der Linde. So it's still 2 BMWs in front of this race, while René Rast in the fastest of the Audis on P3 at the moment, in front of Tom Blomqvist and Ben Banki. This is Dani Hunkadea in the pit lane.
Oh, he's out of this race then, so he felt like he couldn't compete at the front after that spin, which is fair enough, but it's still a race going on here, ladies and gentlemen. The top 5 then separated by absolutely nothing here. It is Lucas Auer, it is indeed Sheldon van der Linde, we've got Rast, Blomqvist and Bence Banki. We know that René Rast, if he sees an opportunity, if he sees a gap, he is going to send that car up the inside, not a problem whatsoever. But it's a strange one here, because Sheldon will probably be happy to be in P2 as they come onto the final lap of the race. But unfortunately, he's got too much pressure from behind. So ideally, you want to be P2 with the DRS zone out of turn number 1. But with the cars being so close behind, it's just better to be in the lead and try and manage it from there.
Look, I'm wondering why the esports guys are not battling in front of this DTM race. Is it because the tension is so high, or it's hard to keep the tension up all the 15 minutes race?
Yeah, absolutely. So with our qualifying, it's time trial based. So these people are used to going around the circuit, on their own, just constantly hot lapping. So they know sort of one line around the circuit. As soon as you go side by side with another driver, you're not taking that line. So that's where mistakes can happen. Bence Banki is one of the very best, in, I would say, the history of esports. Genuinely, like one of the top drivers we've ever seen. And that's why he's driving for such a team like Red Bull. So for him, it's not a problem. Look at this, he's mixing with the best here. And all of the drivers at the front here, whatever racing series they're involved in, they're used to this pressure week in, week out. So again, I think you're right there, Ollie. Yeah, it's to do with the pressure, but yeah, time trials, it's difficult to find consistent race pace via a time trial. But again, it's still a great opportunity for people to come and race against the drivers seen at the front of the grid every single week.
And like you said, Bence Banki is doing a brilliant job as we're on board with him, battling down or hunting down Tom Blomqvist on 4th spot at the moment, and Rast was struggling.
Yeah, he's done a half spin here, which is Bence Banki's going to make it 3 wide up towards turn 1.
Wow.
Oh, there we go. Like a warm knife through butter, Bence Banki is up into the podium spots, but René Rast has cost him a load of time here. He will now not have DRS, I believe, for the front 2. I think the front 2 are off on their own. It's going to be between them for the race victory. And well, as quickly as he took P3 from P5, he's now going to go from P3 back to P5.
Great move from René and Tom. Bad luck for Bence Banki, but yeah, obviously he has learned his lessons well, moved up at the right spot where it was offered, but fell down. It was hunted down by the two DTM drivers, Rene and Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the race is over for them right now to potentially win this, unless the Austrian and the South African at the front of this order, P1 and P2, do indeed have some sort of contact. And, well, DTM's been known for a little bit of contact over the years, so you never know. But look at this then. Of course, Auer had the DRS because he was behind as they come across the line here on this lap. We've got 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go. So I believe we're potentially going to have around about 2 more laps after this one. It's going to be close. I think about 2 more laps after this race. It is going to be between then Sheldon van der Linde and Lucas Auer. Although if they start battling, we know that Rene Rast is not opposed to getting involved for a potential race victory. And actually, it might just about be 3 laps. No, there will be definitely 2 more laps remaining in this race, actually. Coming to think of it. Here we go then. It is Sheldon van der Linde. He's led this race once during this race at the early stages. He lost out then last lap to Auer. Can he retake the lead? There we go. You can see he's talking to someone. He's always saying, oh, there you go, Lucas. There's the move. Next lap is your turn. It's kind of let's work together to drive away from the 3 behind, and then we'll shoot down the final lap. Rene Rast under a lot of pressure in the background from Blomqvist. So Blomqvist then is he's back involved in the racing here. We've seen him involved at the front 5, but he's not really been making the moves and shakes. And right now he is. So Rene Rast then down a position. Look at this then. Bentabanki potentially going to make a move. No, he doesn't. It's Bentabanki showing how much patience he has. Indeed here, but again I think it's between the front 2 for the race victory. I don't think these 3 are going to be able to catch up, Ollie.
Well, I'm not quite sure, but it's 1 minute 30 left, so 1.5 laps. And Sheldon is not only fast in a Esports challenge, he was having his first DTM pole position in the M4 DTM in last year's Solder round, where he was for the first time ever on the first starting spot in DTM, and now he's on the first position. He has never experienced so far in real racing and real DTM, but there's a big
again. So Rene Rast there on the power too early, Ollie, and he's he's done a half spin when he's definitely taken everyone out of the chance of. No one's really lost too much time, but they've too many positions, but they've lost a lot of time to the leaders. So on the final lap here, they are not going to be able to win. I'll tell you what though, Ollie, you're like an apple tree of knowledge, but the apples are knowledge. Just pluck them from the tree, and there's some big fact about motorsport that no one's ever heard of. I love it, absolutely love it. Oh, big mistake though by Sheldon van der Linde. He finally did get into the lead, and now Lucas takes the lead. So DRS is open here. Oh, and he does Tokyo drift in there around turn number 3 up to turn 4, and I think that's it. I think Lucas Auer is going to get it. You can tell in the body language then of Sheldon van der Linde that it might be his potential of winning the race over here. But what a race 2 it's been.
Indeed, that's incredible what they are having a big motorsport party at Anderstorp Raceway in Scandinavia. It's just 5,000 inhabitants city, Anderstorp, in the south of Sweden, pretty much in the south, where DTM should have been in some 3 weeks time, but we just put it some bit forward to the end of or middle of May for this Esports challenge. And this is Lucas Auer, and he's after when Tom Blomqvist winning the first round here in Anderstorp, this is the man winning the second DTM race here in Sweden.
I'll tell you what a drive it was from Lucas Auer, but look how annoyed Sheldon van der Linde is. There's no points on offer, ladies and gentlemen. There's no championship here. This is an exhibition race, and he is so annoyed with himself there. And that just goes to show how seriously they're all taking it. And that's why the racing is so bloody good, Ollie.
It is indeed, and yeah, well, Sheldon. Oh no, we got Blomqvist just out of the top 3. Well, this is our winner. This is Lucas Auer. He returned for DTM. He returned from Japan, where he was driving Super Formula for the last 2 seasons after leaving his Mercedes cockpit. Mercedes left DTM. Now he's back in BMW, and he's back on the top spot of the podium.
Yeah, of course, last week he was really, really quick in a car that wasn't that competitive. This week, though, let's put that all to bed. He gets the victory then. Sheldon van der Linde finishes in 2nd spot. Rene Rast then does get a 2nd podium. Blomqvist, after winning race number 1, gets a P4. A P1 and a P4? Yes, please. What a result that was. Tuck then is in P5. Bentabanki, first of the Esports boys there in P6. What an unbelievable race. I think now, Ollie, we're going to be able to talk to race number 1 winner, Blockfist. Tom Blockfist. How you
We
doing, man?
should. Hey, Tom. Winning the first round and being on 4th position in the second, how did it feel?
Hi there.
Hi.
That was good, mate. I mean, I haven't won a DTM race for 2015. It was great. I honestly, I didn't do much practice. You know, we did a bit before in the server there. Didn't have much experience on this platform, but yeah, really been enjoying my sim racing in the last couple of weeks. You know, with the all lockdown around the world. I'm actually in New Zealand at the moment. So yeah, I haven't had really a lot to do. So you know, I've been trying to keep active in this arena.
Ollie, that is hilarious there already. Winner of the race and already throwing excuses. Like, that's normally when something goes wrong. I've not much experience on the game, not done too much practice, still goes out and gets the victory. That's incredible.
Indeed it is. But Tom, will we see you for the next 3 DTM rounds in the Esports Classic Challenges as well?
Well, have to see. I mean, now that I've had a crack and I won a race, man, I might, you know, if I get entry into the next one, then why not? It's a good time for me as also in New Zealand. It's not too late. I mean, it's like midnight, but nonetheless, you know, it's a cool event to be a part of. So, yeah, happy days.
Looking forward to see you again. But what do you have to do in New Zealand except counting sheep?
Oh, mate, you know, that's all we do. I've got a garden, just, you know, got a couple of pet sheep, give them a good shampoo, a good bath every day, you know, fluff up their fur, and yeah, it's great, mate.
Oh, amazing. Absolutely
Thanks
amazing. It's
for
great
joining
banter
us,
as well.
and congratulations to your victory here in DTM Esports Classic Challenge, Tom Blomqvist.
Cheers, mate. Thanks. See you guys. Sorry, my knee's in the way.
There you go, Ollie. That was race winner from race number 1. Not only did he do superbly well in the race, the banter was on point as well. So yeah, incredible stuff there. But it seems like that is the only interview we are going to have then here. So oh no, we've actually got Gary Paffett as well here. So Ollie, take it away.
Welcome, the BBC Formula 1 commentator and twice DTM champion in 2005. And later on, Gary, what was going on in this round here in Anderstorp?
Lack of practice and a few technical issues was the conclusion. But no, I didn't get a lot of time to practice this week, unfortunately. So a little bit off the pace here, which was a shame. But it was a good track, you know. It's quite a fun track actually. Could have got more practice. Yeah, it is what it is. It's still good fun to be out there racing.
I already asked Mike Rockenfeller, what do you remember thinking back about 2013?
For us at Mercedes, 13 was a bit of a turbulent season. I think everybody remembers. You know, we were going through a bit of a change. We had some highlights. I mean, Lausitzring was probably the biggest highlight. I had a great fight with Mike actually for the win at Lausitzring. One of my best, most dominant qualifyings I've ever had actually in DTM. But then after that, the season was a bit up and down, and yeah, we struggled for a lot of it. So it was like I said, tricky time for Mercedes, going through quite a lot of change. But it was one of them tough seasons that we just had to get through and make the most of, and grab opportunities where we could.
It was a tough race season weekend for you as well here in Anderstorp. Will you practice a bit more, and will we see you again for the next 3 rounds?
Yeah, sure. Especially for the 2018 cars, because that one needs to be good.
Yeah, the year when you got the second DTM title after a long period of low.
Yeah, well, I was just trying to make it authentic, so 2013 being at the back was about right, so I didn't want to make it false.
That's a real DTM racer. Thank you very much, Gary Paffett. Looking forward to see you again.
Thanks. Yeah, me too.
There you go. Great to hear from our competitors today. And again, it's all in good spirit. A lot of smiles involved in the championship. From the cameras, of course, you can tell in the way they're talking that they have enjoyed the experience. I've really enjoyed the experience here. Hopefully you have as well, Ollie. It's been pretty good fun.
It was indeed. Thank you very much, Luke. We had a great one, being for the first time at the Scandinavian Raceway in Anderstorp. Unluckily, that the DTM season did not start so far, but we have nice things to commentate, nice things to watch with the Esports Classic Challenge. We're going to continue at the next Sunday, 17th of May, with 2014 cars for the third round.
Yeah, and then we've got the fourth round the following week after that on the 24th of May. Same time every single week. It will be indeed 2 p.m. CEST or indeed 1 p.m. BST. We've got then it's the fifth round, which will be a surprise class. So yeah, incredible stuff. We'll see you next week, same time. I've been Luke Crane, or aka Actrovision, and it's been an absolute pleasure working with you, Ollie, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Likewise. Thank you very much, Luke. Thank you all in front of the computers for watching, and see you next time again. Bye-bye.